Welcome back, everyone. This week is a special week leading up to a special day. This is Veterans Small Business Week, and of course leads up to Monday, which is Veterans Day. Heard an interesting phrase recently, boots to business. Has a lot to do with the fact that when veterans leave active duty, that they transition into the private sector, and what is it like for them? What are their dreams? What are their aspirations? What are their challenges? Well, joining me today is somebody who really knows this territory. This is Amy Amoroso, who is the director of the Veterans Business Outreach Center. Welcome, Amy.
Thank you, Jesse.
This is very personal for you, right? You're married to a Marine.
I'm married to a Marine. Yes, I've been married to the Marine Corps now for about 23 years, so.
That was very interesting what you just said. I've heard this before. You're not just married to a Marine,
no.
You're married to the Marine Corps.
Married to the Marine Corps. And once a Marine, always a Marine. So
yes,
my husband is
right.
out of the service now, but it doesn't die.
No, no, not at all. And as a military spouse, you have seen a lot over the years. You know, people would tend to focus on the veteran themselves, male or female, and but it's a whole. It involves the family.
It really does.
It involves the spouse. There are sacrifices everywhere you look. Correct?
It is correct. Yeah. So our Marines, our service members go off, and they're doing their active duty or their training, and the spouses and the family members stay behind, and we have to do pretty much everything else.
Yeah.
So they're out there defending our country, and we're home defending, our home.
Now, you took a very bold step about 5 years ago. You decided that you wanted to take your experience, which is pretty extensive in the world of helping people kind of figure out where their skills can best be applied, and dedicate that to helping people in service in transition back into the private sector. What made you want to do that?
Being a Marine wife, I'm seeing this transition happening. Individuals come back, our service members come back, and they just don't know what to do. They don't know what they want to do when they grow up. And I always ask them that, what do you want to do now that you're out of the service? Most of the time, there's different paths they can take: education, entrepreneurship, or employment. If they choose that entrepreneurship track, it's how do we get them to focus on the skills that they've already learned in the military? They have these personalized skills that the government's already trained them: leadership values and tenacity, management, making good decisions. So now let's change that. Instead of working for our military, let's change it to working for yourself now and starting up your own small business.
Well, that could be a daunting task. The skills that you just listed, by the way, I see that a lot in the people that I interview. If they're from the military, the sense of focus especially, they're very, very focused.
Very much so.
And that, when you think about if you want to start your own business or you want to be successful in business, period, having a good focus and having that experience behind you. And that sense of value is the other one that I get, right?
They value relationships. They value who they meet and their team.
Right. Now, they don't always know whether or not that dream that they might have is doable. They might not know if their skills are adaptable into the private sector. And that's kind of where you come in. Now, the center offers a lot of different kinds of services. Kind of list those for me.
Yeah, so the Veterans Business Outreach Center offers a full array of business startup, expansion, and possibly even international. So what we do is we help these veterans just by trying to just sit down and try to pull out what their passion could be or what their skills are. I'm trying to pull that out of them to show them, yeah, it can be done. Let's light that spirit within you and then give you the checklist of how to move forward to opening your own small business. Checklists of legal entities, so it's a one-on-one counseling of just benefiting them, giving them that direction on where to go and what to do. Afterwards, they can take classes, seminars. So we have a full array of business experience and help to get them to that next level.
If I'm just thinking while you were saying that, some of the veterans I know that have started their own businesses. A friend of ours started plumbing and heating. Another friend of ours went in construction, and another one opened a music store.
Beautiful.
Isn't that something?
Yes, yes.
When you think about serving in the military and you think about opening a music store, you might think, well, that's kind of an interesting leap of faith, right?
Yeah.
But it has to do with, I think, that key word that you use, which is passion.
100%.
Right.
What is that that's going to push you forward? And perhaps Maybe they were a musician in the military. I don't know.
Yeah, that's right.
Perhaps
Sure.
they learned the HVAC in the military and they were in construction. I don't know. Until we sit down and have that, one-on-one counseling where we can pull that out from them, and then we can show them the paths to take to start a business.
Let's talk about the path that you take with them. I think you told me it starts with an interview.
Starts with an interview. Again, we sit down and we try to get that, let's get the weeds, right? Let's pull those weeds
right.
out and get that out of the way, and then let's make this path to your vision or your dream. Let's put you in that driver's seat. I stay in the passenger seat, we move, I help navigate them through this path. But it's their vision of what they want, and we can help them succeed.
I know this is kind of a general question, but given the fact that it's very individualized, what you do, is there a common thread? Is there something you hear over and over again when you're contacted by a veteran?
Most of the time I hear, what do I do now, Amy? What do I do? I'm out of the service. What can I do? My response to them is simple. You can do whatever you want. And we're here to help you 1,000%. So even if they think about starting a business, perhaps it might not be the right area for them now. Well, let's look into education or maybe work. Go back into an employment position for a while. We're here. We're not going anywhere. So, and perhaps working or going to school, you use me on the side to say, let's start this business small, we'll grow large, and we know that you're here to back us the whole way.
One of the veterans that I know you helped, you really helped him develop his business plan.
Yes.
His marketing plan.
Yes.
Pointed him in the direction of this is how you apply for financial assistance, help with small business administration, whatever, or wherever the source of the finance might come from. And I think that that's good to know.
Yeah, so the counseling is the first piece. Then we dive into, well, do you need a business plan? Are you looking for capital? Where are we going to find it, right? What's the marketing steps to take, and how do we reach our clients and keep them? What's our growth pattern going to be? I always tell people I'm in your life from birth to death of your business. And the death isn't a necessarily bad thing. It's where do we want to be in 5 years? Do you want to sell? Do you want to keep? Do you want to, where are we going to be? That really helps them focus on what their key movements can be as they're developing their plan.
The services that you offer, we're talking a lot about veterans, and I always think it's important, we were kind of joking about this at the beginning, is that the spouse of a veteran is also in the military.
Absolutely.
So the services that you provide in helping a veteran could actually extend to members of the family as well.
Yes, so I'm one of 22 in the country, and we service all of our nation and territories. So what we help is our veterans, military spouses, and service members that are still in the Guard or Reserve, and any family of the military. So whoever served, their mother, their father, their sister, brother can also come into us for any type of free counseling.
Boy, what
so
a
we really
service.
Involve the entire family in the process.
Very rewarding.
I love it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't do anything else.
You keep smiling, and I just keep thinking to myself, I'm pretty proud of what you do, right?
1,000%. There's they say you wake up in the morning, if you do a job you love, it's not a job at all. I feel that to my core, and I try to give that passion out to any individual that sits in front of me so that they can understand that this is real and it can happen. There's help. We're here.
Boy, oh boy. When you think about how beneficial that is, you tend to come back from a regiment that really, you get up in the morning, you know exactly what you're supposed to do, you accomplish that task, you're task driven.
Absolutely.
Right? So you're moving from task to task, and all of a sudden you wake up in the morning and it's like, okay, now what? Well, that can be really tough depending on the individual, but to know that they've got that kind of support just means everything. And it's this time of year, this week especially, when you think about veterans and wanting to start a business. But we have Veterans Day coming up when you really should take a minute just to remember what it takes to be a member of the military and the sacrifices that they make and their families make. Boy, Amy, I think you have a terrific organization. It's really fabulous.
Thank you.
So thanks for joining us, and thanks
It was my pleasure, Jesse. Thank you.
giving us more information about what it is. That you do. Okay, great to see you.
Thank you.
See this interview again. You can head to our website, looktvonline.com.